Hey guys, Dantics here, back with another Borderlands 3 guide. This time giving an in-depth look at Zane, the operative, and, in my opinion, the best and most entertaining build. It's true that Zane doesn't put out the same kind of damage as the other Vault Hunters, but with this build he'll be almost matching them and also be freezing all enemies on the map while keeping himself and his team safe and healthy. If you don't have the need to be the top of the DPS leaderboards, even though they don't exist, but want to be the best team support while still pumping out damage and exploding everything with unlimited grenades, Zane is your man. As you can see, you'll also be firing like a madman, freezing enemies and all enemies around that enemy, stopping them from attacking you and your team while constantly regenerating any damage you take. If you take any, because your barrier will be almost always up, which blocks all incoming non-melee damage. While this is all happening, you can spam extremely powerful grenades without reservation, as you'll be constantly regenerating them. As you can see here, I easily beat the Trial of Cunning solo with all the objectives, and I don't even have great versions of the gear required. Before we start, I'm giving away one of these, so if you want to grab a Nintendo Switch, all you need to do is follow the link below, so get in quick. Let's begin by going through the key skills you'll need. As you may already know, Zane is able to equip 2 action skills, but equipping the second removes your ability to throw grenades. Most people will be tempted to equip both, and I would agree in most cases. However, with this build, we'll be utilizing Pocket Full of Grenades to essentially keep us permanently stocked with grenades. Getting a kill will regenerate 20% a second. You'll be constantly throwing grenades once you get this skill without any worries. Since we're going this far down the double agent tree, why aren't we equipping the Digiclone with fractal frags? Well, because it simply doesn't scale well and it doesn't seem to be as effective as doing it all yourself. Well, Dan, you could equip duct tape mod and be firing grenades that way and have 2 action skills. Well, from my testing, firing grenades this way isn't precise and it's much better to control when and how you throw them out. Plus, with the ability to throw them, you can spam them on bosses and you can't do that with duct tape mod. Side note, the Sentinel drone doesn't scale well also. Before I found this build, I tried a pure grenade build with the Seeing Red passive, which activates the grenade regeneration whenever you activate an action skill, but after much testing I found this was too infrequent and simply getting kills was the best way. It also means we don't need to waste points in the Hitman tree. The rest of the double agent tree is just points to get Pocket Full of Grenades. Synchronicity will provide a nice damage boost when your shield is up, having more ammo is always good, and gun damage and health regeneration can't be scoffed at. However, let's move over to the undercover tree where the magic starts to happen. Make sure to have the barrier action skill equipped. It's what we use to keep us and our team healthy, as well as provide everyone with a sizable damage boost of 25%. Enemies can't fire through the barrier at all, and it protects us from most projectiles and even explosives. It's a really handy tool. We have it modded with All-Rounder to protect everyone from all sides, as well as making it easier to shoot through for the boost. And we also have either nanites or some shit for the regeneration and reload speed, or deterrence field to stop enemies from entering for a while with the shock and stagger effect. Then we improve our max shields as well as our shield recharge rate and delay. However, with Brain Freeze, we get a chance to slow and eventually freeze targets that we get critical hits on. Keep this skill in mind as a lot of the build requires your targets to be frozen. We get a damage resistance of 16% to the damage type that last hit us, which combos well with Futility Belt to convert all damage to physical, then reducing it by a 31% total. Keep in mind, converting to physical damage means much less elemental effects will hit you. But if they do, their duration will be reduced by 50%. So you've seen that we have a lot of shields, but if we keep them, we get up to 20% gun damage and a 30% accuracy increase. So with Calm, Cool, and Collected, we'll be staying healthy. You see, whenever Zane now freezes an enemy, his shields will begin to regenerate. If he has max shields, he'll start regenerating health. If he has max health, he'll refresh the duration of his currently active action skill, or immediately refresh the ability if it's not active. This means that barrier, which we'll be using to keep us and our team healthy, will almost always be out. If it's already out, it'll be refreshed. Keep in mind that it doesn't have its own health bar, it simply exists, blocking damage and amping yours until its duration is over. You can also pick it up and walk around with it, but that means it'll only protect you and it does a decreased damage amp, but it also means that you can reposition it. Next will be further freezing targets with a Cryo Nova when you get a kill. More points in here will only really increase the damage and it's only useful for its freeze effect. So if Zane attacks a frozen enemy with his weapon, he gains 24% of the damage done as health. If you're attacking a frozen enemy, you'll struggle to die. Then he gets increased accuracy and handling, and finally, the currently equipped shield mod you have is applied to your barrier skill. You'll see why this is effective when I show you the mod I recommend. Speaking of mods, these are the items. First being said shield mod. I haven't had the chance to farm perfect versions of these items yet, or even anointed versions, so your power level can be way higher than what you're seeing. The shield mod I recommend is the Transformer. It makes it so you're immune to shock damage, the only damage that really wrecks your day and wrecks this build, as it's very reliant on shields. Not only does it make you immune to it, it converts the damage you would have taken to your shields into shields. So a neat trick is blowing up the shock barrel next to you for a quick heal. Or you can go the route of the radiation resistant shield mods, as you can just spam your grenades and just be healing the whole time. This mod though has a 40% chance to absorb bullets as well, adding them to your ammo. With the gun we use, this is invaluable. So with the Undercover Trees capstone passive, Distributed Denial, your barrier also has that 40% chance to add ammo to your gun. So with your team inside the dome and all enemies firing on it, you'll be stocked up with more ammo than you can shoot, even without getting crits. So the next piece is Lucian's Call. It's a Vladoff rifle that has the effect of a Jacobs rifle, the best of both worlds, except a better version of both. First, it fires from 2 minigun barrels without needing the underbarrel attachment of the Vladoff weapons, and it ricochets 2 bullets instead of 1 with every crit. It also refunds 2 bullets to your magazine if you crit, which you'll be doing a lot of with its 110% cryo efficiency. If you aim for the head, you'll be freezing enemies super fast with your brain freeze ability and the Nova and the gun's natural cryo chance, which will do the following: regenerate your health, regenerate your shields, refresh your barrier, restock your ammo faster than you can shoot it, bounce 2 bullets to nearby targets, freezing them as well, keeping your target in place, making further crits or landing a grenade easier than ever, doing extreme damage, and finally adding a random status effect to your enemy. A random status effect, you say? How? Well, with the Cold Warrior class mod, whenever you freeze a target, they'll be hit with a random status effect, all of which do further damage over time and with radiation spreading to other targets. The artifact you use is really up to you, but there's one thing to note: don't get the Deathless or any item for that matter that reserves health. If your health isn't full, then Calm, Cool and Collected doesn't work right to restore your action skills cooldown because it thinks you aren't at full health and starts regenerating that instead of your action skill. Not sure if that'll be fixed in the future, but it's something to note. I'm using the Electric Banjo because it gives your fast fire rate shots plenty of shock damage that chains to other targets. The shock resistance isn't needed though. Finally, the grenade that absolutely destroys, and I'm sure we'll get a nerf soon, as it's by far the most powerful thing you can use right now. It melts bosses in seconds. It's the Porcelain Pipe Bomb, and you get it by completing a mission in Eden 6 called Raiders of the Lost Rock. So if you get it, save it until you're level 50, so the reward you get by completing the mission is a level 50 version of the nade. If you don't know how to get this quest, it's a simple Google search, but it's in the town of Reliance on the bounty board. If you've already completed it, go into True Vault Hunter mode and get it again, or get into another character and do it and put it into your bag. It's very needed for this spammy grenade throwing fun build. So that's all you need to get this build working, but how do you get those legendaries? Well, you gotta farm. There's no set way to find any of those legendaries, so just kill until you get them. In terms of Guardian skills that help, Tag and Frag, Topped Off, and Shield Reboot all improve this build, as well as any shield boosts. How do you play? It's simple. Put your barrier in a high enemy density area, shoot the heck out of any enemies you see in their critical point, spam throw grenades like a madman against high value targets or cryo immunities. The good thing about this build is you really never need to keep your ammo or health stocked up. Mose has a great grenade build as well and can regenerate them, but she doesn't provide such a great control and team support. On Mayhem 3, the need to be survivable is much higher, so having someone help in that regard will get you all through it much quicker. Now, I'm sure many people out there have their own thoughts on what works better or what would help this build, and I'll be happy to discuss it with you in the comments. So thanks for watching, guys. If you want to support this channel and me, I'd appreciate a like, comment, and a click of that bell button. Also follow me on Twitter for updates and join my Discord to talk to other Borderlands 3 fans and myself. Until next time, guys, see you later.